Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the College Chess Podcast. This is season three, episode seven, brought to you by our sponsor, SIG. My name's Joe. I'm the commissioner of the Collegiate Chess League, and I am gladly presenting our lovely host, the one and only Grandmaster Julio Sadorra from UT Dallas. Julio, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Julio, tell me, I know you've been a pretty busy guy. What's been going on today?
Yeah, busy, but excited about chess. Chess on campus, collegiate chess competitions. So this week we just finished our chess fest at UT Dallas campus. We have simultaneous exhibitions by our women masters. We have blindfold matches by grandmasters at the library, and we have a talk called Chess Educator of the Year. And yeah, this is how we continue our strong chess tradition at our university.
So, who was the educator of the year?
Oh, this year it's Ben Johnson, the Perpetual Podcast hosts, and wow, very insightful on how adults can find different ways to improve their chess, even in the 30s, 40s, 50s. Gives me a lot of hope.
Obviously, you yourself, very strong, talented chess player. I was actually doing some research and I learned that you were also a player at UT Dallas. So, tell us, how did that happen?
Yeah, me and UTD goes way back. It was 2008, 2009. 8 is when I applied. 2008 is when I applied for a chess scholarship because back in those days there were just only two collegiate chess powerhouses, namely UT Dallas and University of Maryland, Baltimore County, UMBC. And those are the only two teams that had GMs and IMs. And UMBC only had limited, scholarship offerings, and I got turned down. So of course, I also reached out to UT Dallas, and they were more welcoming and open to taking a hungry young international master from the Philippines. So there you go. I reached out to the director, and the coach, of course, connected with me, and yeah, it's history from then on. Yeah.
That's awesome. And who was the coach at that time?
At that time, it was it's the late international master Rade Milovanovic, Serbian who had chess Olympiad experience. A really fun guy to be with. Good coach and manager for the team for sure.
So, how much of his coaching style do you feel like has influenced you now as a coach, and how do you feel that your style as a coach is maybe different from other coaches that you've like had that same experience as a player for UT Dallas?
Yeah, that's really a good question, and I could definitely answer the first one. It definitely influenced me because I went through the process of just being a scholar, focusing on academics, and also um, juggling some chess responsibilities, right? And competing, which I enjoy, But I learned that I can't just focus on training and compete in tournaments. I gotta make sure I have time for, my school responsibilities. So I saw Coach Rade, you know, really caring for his students holistically, just always asking, so how's things going? How's life? How's classes going? And that really made an impression on me because every time we start a session, how's classes? It's really imprinted. It really imprinted that it's really important to have that balance in my life here in the U.S., especially as an international student. You need to take care of you know my well-being in the classroom and of course in life. And then comes chess because when I'm feeling good, I tell you, first year I struggled in some classes, and my chess also went down, or maybe it was just a culture shock at the time. But around spring semester of my sophomore year, and then going into my third year, wow, I just settled in and started making some A's. I started scoring some points in my classes. So I treated my all my schoolwork like chess games, and every time I get an A, oh, I beat this professor, and I got that build of confidence in my classes, and it just carried over to the tournaments. And third year was my best year. Was winning opens here and there, and even tied for first in U.S. Open. So I mean, Coach Rade knew the psychological side and the emotional side of things. And that's what I try to do for my players instead of doing chess all the time. I need to, and I'm still working on it, by the way, because I don't have as many good Serbian jokes as Rade. I need to come up with my own Asian type of jokes and try to make it light as well and let them enjoy sports. A lot of my players are, fun loving, love sports, basketball, soccer. I let them play that together.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. So so jokes is a big part of you have any Filipino jokes maybe?
Oh, not
No.
my cheesy jokes. Not on the show. Not on the show. But it is how I picked up my girlfriend and now my wife. So
Wow.
it's a secret sauce.
Okay, okay. So the way to a laugh is the way to the heart. And good
Uh-huh,
coaching
uh-huh.
apparently. So okay, yeah, and I know you have some kids too, right? So how much does family do you think impact your coaching style or your other passions? Like do you think that has an effect? Do your kids play chess now? Like how old are they?
Not yet. I would love them to. I mean, I would love them to play someday because I named my first one Tigran. You know, and he's now 5. I named my second one Mikhail. He's now almost 2 years old. So they're destined to be players.
Wow.
But I'm hoping that these two will play in a tournament someday, and I will stop playing because if I don't see anyone playing around the house, I'm gonna be training. I'm gonna be playing, and it is really connected how I treat them at home. How it's life is coaching. You know, Having kids is really coaching them as well. So in the chess room on campus with my players, I'm sort of like their parents. That's the way I see it. I mean, you're not just a coach trainer, you're like a teacher. You can also be the banker. You're also like the chaperone. You're the manager. Like, you have
Yeah,
different roles. And this is what not many people see. But if you expect the optimum performance from a human being, not just the chessboard, you gotta take care of them in different ways.
that's awesome. Yeah, so you're really doing it all for the Dallas team, and obviously you guys also have a pretty large chess club there. Is the club and the team like connected at all, or are they pretty separate, or how often do you guys like work together?
Yeah, they're connected. Just like now in our events, they were like side by side each other, while the team members are doing blindfold matches, drawing people. Chess club vice president and president are like talking to, new students and students who haven't heard about the club to help them, get, connected and, just show up at the meetings. And it starts right there, just introducing them to the game and inviting them to the meetups. Recently, they have this recent new get together at the dining hall on Wednesday evenings, and they just organize blitz tournaments. And every now and then, team members would pop up. I'm planning my surprise, playing time there, but they're pretty integrated. We have um, semesterly chess intramurals. It's an open event on our campus where the club members get to challenge the team members. So we try to make them connected, and I think it's a secret sauce, of any chess community. You got to connect them both.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I love that Dallas has been able to get chess as an IM sport on campus, which is huge, and not a lot of schools do that. I know UCLA does that. I know another school does it, but it seems to be kind of rare. But I would love to have more schools do that, and I know you guys also have a pretty decent or significant esports program at UT Dallas, and hoping that the chess club can become more of that. So, do you see chess as more of a sport or an esport, or is it just a game, or how do you see chess?
Since I was young, I saw it as a sport. I guess the culture of a country helps. When you have like heroes in a sport, it's more respected. So like in the Philippines, we have Eugene Torre, who competed a lot internationally, and it helped gain its status as a sport. And when you compete and play for a long time and you experience this yourself, you get so much into the game that in 10 situations, this last minute ones, you sweat, you're nervous, and someone out there watching, like, why are you sweating? It's just a game. If they see it that way, they never would get it. But if you go deep into it, you learn it and you compete, your heart and soul is part of it. You're part of the war, and that's when you feel one with the pieces, one with the game. So to me, it's both, physical and mental game, and you need endurance. People know this. Classical time control games, 90-30 can last 3 to 4 hours. So you better be in good physical shape. Better sleep well, otherwise you cannot outlast your opponent. And I love that side of the game because I grew up playing basketball first, and I played great. I mean, schools, we were crazy about basketball too. So I tried to find a way to combine it. So I built my physical fitness playing basketball, and yeah, I'm glad that chess is that side. And esports for sure. I mean, we saw it during COVID, and we're seeing it now with the collegiate chess league. It's a match made in heaven, and we're working things out with our esports, and they're welcoming us in their headquarters there and the other building, and they're building another. They're extending
Yeah.
their arena there, and we're excited to see that and to see them succeed and join forces someday.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I love how you compared it to a sport and the physical training. Do you guys have like a physical less or coaching? Do you guys exercise together at all, or is this something that you just kind of encourage on the side?
Yeah, beginning of semester, I invite my. He's not my professional trainer, but as a casual, as a good friend who is like used to be a bodybuilder, and we do high intensity training. Um, I worked with him a lot before Olympians back in my professional years. So he comes in and shocks the players to do some suicides, some
Wow.
intense physical training, just to, hey, we want to kind of overwhelm them, and this is what it takes. But we don't do it every day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just every now and then. And then the players will say, Coach, can we do something fun? I let them play soccer every Friday, and
Nice.
it's great for cardio, and that's the only chance when the club players beat up on the team members.
That's fun. Yeah, I'm sure you saw another area where chess and physical activities are intersecting. I know chess boxing was kind of big for a moment. Do you feel like there's maybe another sport that we could combine with chess, maybe like chess soccer, or I know a lot of other chess players like to play tennis or ping pong.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, bounces off with a friend, ping chess pong. Have a good ring to it. Yes, ping pong and chess. The problem with the integration is disrupting the flow, right? And by the way, I wish that chess boxing will continue on. But how do you play a match, right? You play ping pong first, and then the chess game. It's a time in between to set up. So we need that flow to work on that transition.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's awesome. So that's a fun idea. I know someone at another school, I think Seattle University, is trying to do chess dodgeball. So-
oh, do you know how it works?
No, that's the point is you're saying it's very difficult to integrate the two, right? Because like I think for them they need to set up a chessboard like in the middle, but it's like what happens if you knock it over? Like same with like ping pong, I guess you got to set the chessboard on the side of the table, and it kind of
Oh,
interrupts the.
here's an idea. Sorry, just a kind of random moment. Dodgeball. Imagine the field, indoor field, that's checkered, and maybe there's different point system if the ball lands on a certain square. Same thing
Yeah,
with ping pong. The
yeah,
table needs to be checkered, and the ball hits certain squares. Ooh, I think we're on to something. Oh
yeah.
man,
Now you can put the
we'll
pieces
discuss it
there.
later.
All right, so that's a good idea. Yeah, maybe some of your players can finish the idea.
Yeah,
So okay, yeah, there's a lot of other ways that chess can be fun and exciting. But
yeah.
you mentioned a couple of things, the Collegiate Chess League, and also you mentioned Olympiad, and I wanted to touch up on these two things. Obviously, Collegiate Chess League is really important for that us because of the College Chess Podcast. Um, and I know you're a little short on time, but really quickly, tell us a little bit more about your Olympiad experience. What was that like?
Oh, for me or for the players?
Or both.
Yeah. I love it, Joe. I wish I can attend every year, but got priorities. I'm still considering if I should play this year, but I still represent the Philippines, my beloved country. And It's just a special event. I mean, no prize money, right? It's just representing. I mean, the place where you grew up, you're really tied to, and I meet with my players I grew up with, players I looked up to. Grandmaster Eugene Tori is now like the team captain, and yeah, he shares stories, and kind of encourages you, helps you love the game more, and you learn about how the game was like back then because he's the guy that holds the record for most number of Olymp- Olympiad yeah appearance, right? So he'd say a lot of stories, and so you go to a place where everyone is there, young and old, legends, top level players will be there, and it's just a different atmosphere. I mean, you just seeing the players, watching it. I mean, watching it online is already impressive enough, but being there in person, kind of get their autograph, interact with them a bit. You can't miss that for the world. So being able to play against top players, like in the past, of course, I'm happy and grateful to have played Magnus himself, and I hope he keeps showing up there, so that more can experience, playing against him. You definitely feel some force. I think it's not just about skills,
Yeah.
and they there's a psychological warfare happening. I remember at the board, and there's media there. It's different when you're playing by the cameras. Oh man! But I was just happy, and I was smiling, and I knew he went to the short story. I knew he went to the Bermuda party the night before, and I prepared. I played basketball with my teammates, so I'm relaxed and no pressure. Just sitting there, I'm smiling, but I saw him, and he couldn't. He couldn't sit still. He kind of he's turning away from the cameras. He looked like he's a bit disturbed. But once the game started going, oh, he's in the zone. Like these moves were like already confusing you. So everyone probably can see this in a database. The game was exchange French, but it started with e4, knight f3, like messing with the move orders already, playing with your mind. And I didn't even expect the exchange French to happen, from the world champion. And he has a line prep there just for us to play original chess. And yeah, it was just original game from the beginning. And yeah, it was a topsy turvy game, but you could kind of feel his confidence and him trying to intimidate me. And I wasn't budging. He wasn't in my head, and he could feel that. He was uncomfortable during the game. So I'm just describing the non-chess part, so it's easy to follow. So I treasure those moments, and those ones I pass on to my students, to my players, that they gotta not be just prepared in the opening or some technical aspects. It starts here in the head. So yeah, I don't want to get too much into detail, but I'm glad that half of my team members also have experienced that, and I encourage them to keep, you know, showing up in such events because at the end of the events, no matter what the results, ooh, you get this. You're fired up. You're fueled to play like the gold medalists. You know, play like the team champions. It pushes you to. I gotta work harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And how'd you do against Magnus?
Oh, I drew or he drew. It was a draw. I mean, there's a debate there because I was pawn up. But tell you, here's another part. I was pawn up. He was trying to beat me. He was trying to catch me in a trap. I only had like a few seconds left, like 20, 15 seconds left the clock. I'm like, whoa, this guy, he doesn't stop. So I had to just give back the pawn to kill the game. And I saw his frustration.
Wow.
And he offered a job. But the guy's will to win was Fisher-esque or even better. He
Wow.
doesn't care if he's material down. He wants to win.
Yeah, that's incredible. So that's probably got to be your best performance, right? Beating, or I mean, to draw him is, to me, it's a win.
It is, it is. And the manager of the team was gave me some incentive because the country my team drew Norway, so that was a huge
Yeah.
upset because we're outrated by a lot, and very memorable for sure, like you said.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, congrats, and it sounds like you're very proud of that, and you should be. And to represent your country is also a really big accomplishment. And I don't know much about the Philippines or their chess, but I do remember back before I was watching chess on Twitch, I was watching chess directly on chess.com, and the top player that was always on was Grandmaster Joey, who I'm sure you recognize. So yeah, GM Joey, I think won. I think was the guy that was constantly on the chess TV back in the day.
Yeah, he's a legend. Even now, I think he still plays on chess.com every day.
Yeah, that's incredible. Um,
Amazing.
so yeah, speaking of beating champions, obviously you guys have the final four that you're hosting coming up that you guys won through competing in the Pan Ams, and um, I don't think that UT Dallas has ever won in the Collegiate Chess League. Do you guys have any preparation? You have two fantastic opportunities here to become champions in the college chess world on back-to-back weekends, actually. So, how much prep do you guys have going in? And this is my final question before I let you go.
Yeah, just regular, and nothing special. You know, maybe some secret preps here and there, but the main thing is to keep my players hungry, and they're showing that by participating in tournaments, especially CCL. We're so happy CCL is so active. It's so competitive. I mean, that in itself is also training games right there, and it helps the players stay in shape in the midst of all the schoolwork. So we'll play some sparring games, you know, all that. But yeah, we're trying to plug away and discuss things as a team because, as you said, we're gonna be the hosts this year, and we're really gonna advertise this well, especially in Texas. You know, it's gonna be some article written in the newspaper here. You know, and we're gonna have banners. Yeah, it's the planning is underway, and we're excited to host the other Final Four participants, and we hope it will help popularize the game even more to college players and to non-college players even because we're opening our campus to the public for people to see. We'll have commentators in a separate room, yeah, with appetizers, you know. So we want them to feel comfortable and see what it's like, and that it can get exciting, not just too deep, but it's a place to socialize and to connect with other people. And I believe any chess tournament is a good networking place as well. So yeah, we're gonna keep trying to help popularize our game, right?
Yeah, lovely, love it. Well, thank you so much, Julio. That's it's been pretty brief broadcast today, but really dense with a lot of awesome stories and experiences, and you're very inspirational not only to your players, and to our viewers, but to chess players all around the world. So thank you so much, Julio. Good luck to you and your teams going forward in all the tournaments the rest of this school year, and I hope to see you again soon sometime.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks again for the invitation. Yeah, all the best.
All right, thank you. Take care,
Thank
everyone, and hope to see everyone on this weekend's broadcast. We have 3 weeks left in the CCL, and Dallas has a big match against Webster. All right, take care, everyone.